Hello folks, I'm Meenakshi. Traffic lights in football. No, you did not get it wrong. The traffic light has a tremendous influence in football, though it might be a late addition. Those wondering whether I am off track or have lost my marbles, let me explain. In a traffic light system, the green gives you permission to go ahead, the amber or yellow indicates a slowdown, and the red a complete halt. This idea was what Ken Aston, who is an Englishman and noted referee, borrowed to give football a language-neutral color coding. The yellow in football is applied to caution a player and the red to march off the field. The following sequence would give you a fair idea on how the penalty cards came to be established. Football's growth as a global sport often demanded referees to communicate with the players more frequently than ever before, and language was a great barrier. Aston was a school teacher getting into his job at 20 and found refereeing to be an interesting pastime after his career with the game was cut short due to injury. He did slowly and steadily rise up the ranks and was asked by FIFA to officiate the opening match of the 1962 World Cup. The Englishman controlled the encounter between Chile, the host country, and Switzerland. He controlled it impeccably and was picked for the crucial match between the home side and Italy. Getting back-to-back matches to refereeing, and that too involving the host, did not amuse Aston, but as a seasoned professional, he took it up with gusto. The match after the Chilean press ignited anger among the home team fans, alleging that their Italian counterparts had written degrading stories about the local women. The stage was set for a volatile game. And true to expectations, it was indeed one. Football definitely took a backseat that afternoon, and the match per se was to become known as the Battle of Santiago, prompting Aston to remark later, "I wasn't refereeing a football match. I was acting as an umpire in military maneuvers." The army had to call to the field thrice, and Aston was forced to intervene several times to break off scuffles and fights before the Chileans ran out winner by a 2-0 margin.
Well, there's one of the sorriest and most stupid.
The Englishman nevertheless returned home with his reputation unscathed, supervised the 1963 FA Cup final, and announced his retirement from officiating. But FIFA came back calling, asking Aston to join its referees committee, and was put in charge of that department when England turned hosts of the World Cup for the first time in 1966. Again, it was no easy ride for Aston as controversy stuck the quarter-final between England and Argentina. When the proceedings got out of the hand, the referee of the match did send off the Argentinian skipper Ratin, and Aston was forced to intervene and use his simply superb persuasive powers to save the match from being abandoned. The happenings of the day was to trigger Aston in inventing the penalty card system, which came into force 4 years later in Mexico. He was driving back home after the match and was stopped by a red traffic light. Aston immediately connected the amber and red as a way to control the match effectively and in a non-controversial manner. His stream of thought was to have yellow as a means to tell the players to take it easy, the color also indicating caution, and red, stop, you are off. Aston was to reason with FIFA successfully his blueprint to avoid skirmishes in the field and help referees to overcome the language barrier, in the process also controlling the action in the field in accordance with the laws of the game. It was a godsend gift to the referees the world over, even as Aston rose to be chairman of the FIFA Referees Committee in 1970 and remained in the same post for a period of 2 years. Alas, he is often only credited with the invention of the penalty card system. In fact, during his career as a referee of repute, Aston was innovative all through. It is not sure whether anyone other than close followers of the beautiful game really knows about the role that this Englishman played in bringing around uniformity in the referee's outfit with an apparent white trim. He was the one who first wore black shorts, black flight jackets, which of course gave way to the shirt that they use today, the pockets of which he found it handy while on the field. Aston was also the first to try out the yellow and red flags used by linesmen instead of the then practice of using home team flags at the line. It was Aston again who started the practice of having a substitute referee for every match, a role which since then has came to be known as the fourth official or the fourth assistant referee. As an influential member of the referees committee, it was also Aston who reasoned with FIFA to include the pressure of the ball in the laws of the game, besides introducing number boards for substitution. The sea changes that he brought about in the game was to help the game to grow in popularity rapidly. Definitely, he was a thinker par excellence and one who saw refereeing as thinking. Stay tuned to Striking Seconds for more soccer stories. Hasta la vista.